My name is Nena Anametu. I'm the proprietress, Treasure School, Enugu State, Nigeria, located at 2 Awoda Crescent, Achara Layout. Our school started operation 5 years ago, and since then we have been growing in size. Online and you click on Treasure, any information will come out. So actually looking for a website and looking for how we can integrate our result there. That was how I started going out looking for schools. I discovered Smart School in Enugu, owned by Mr. Chinonso. And since that day, it has been a beautiful experience. At Treasure Net School, we use Smart School technology. It's all-in-one school management software that's actually impacted so much in our school. It has made result formulation quite easy. It has also made the teachers, we have an online attendance. It has made assignments. It has even made lesson notes implementation and writing for the teachers much easier. So it's all-in-one software for school management that's really impacted in a positive way in our school administrative processes. Let me see, Smart School, the most beneficial for our school operation has been the results. Those days we used to have this sketchy results sheet that has it was not looking that professional, that attractive, and most of the time there were mistakes in calculation. But with Smart School, the results are being cumulated the way it ought to be. The calculation is actually accurate, and we get our results, and the parents are really happy about it. And the fun thing about it is the photos of the children appearing with the results. That is the best. And another thing, the feature, and I love is the CBT. The CBT is really a smart. It's really a smart school process that I love because it allows you to actually time the question for the children, and I like the way it actually shuffles the question for the children. So the child A has number one in number one, while the child B has number one in number three. So that is the most beneficial thing that I love about smart school technology. One thing I love about smart school is the academic record of every child. Term to term, we keep on advancing in the record of every child at Treasure School. Like last term, we have the first term grade, second term grade, and third term grade of the child. So at the end of the term, it cumulates it and gives us the average grade points of every child. And another thing that we have the record of every child, their name, their full name, the date, their birthday, their address. So it helps us when we want the record of every child. We just click on to our website and we get to see everything about the child, and it's really awesome. That question. When it comes to challenges, it's always, you always find it in every aspect of our lives. We have challenges in our home, in our workplace, even in our own private life. Yes, I've actually seen challenges using the software, but the good thing about it is that it's just a one call away. Once any of those challenges comes, you just call Mr. Chino. So it's there to attend to you 24/7. Even at night, there was a time I had issues with actually with the results implementation, and I had to call him around 10 o'clock. He picked up. We were able to resolve it before morning. So when it comes to challenges, yes, I've seen challenges, but it's something that with smart school technology, you don't really have much challenges because they are always a one click away to solve our problem with the IT. Teachers and parents relationship, has it improved the smart school? Yes, it has really improved. Our parents are happy. They can actually communicate straight with the class teachers of their pupils of the school. Then And we always receive very positive feedback. The most important thing is the parents, they always find it intriguing to see the results with their children's picture. It's a personalized experience. You know, this is my child's result because the picture is there. I'm seeing my child there. So that is one beautiful thing that Smart School, all-in-one school management software has done for us. Um, when it comes to time saving and specific cost using Smart School, it has really saved us so much headache in wrong implementation of results. It has even saved us cost and time in terms of we are going to have to keep on erasing and trying to reprint results, and then you're not getting the cumulative point average. So it has really helped us. It makes it so easy that all our children record are being kept in our database using our cloud, the school cloud. So we have our results. Even in the next 10 years, a parent can come into the school to ask for their child's result. We still produce it. So with Smart School, you are sure of getting everything that you need for your child. Smart School is user friendly. We just had to go for just a training, and that training did it for us. The teachers are able to actually impute the results on their own. We don't have to keep on running helter skelter and telling them. They all have their own password, so they can, from the comfort of their home, impute the result of every child in their class, and it has actually helped unify the school. Ladies and gentlemen, school is teaching the manual method of calculating results. To me, it's a no-no in the 21st century because I'm sure when you have a file, you keep on storing information using the paperwork. It's not really advisable because anything can happen to it. But if you store whatever you have in your school in a system, in an IT, in a cloud, years to come, nothing will actually happen to it. The children result they are actually safe, and it makes this the best term in school to actually take place because you don't need to keep on buying papers and trying to do a lot of the paperwork. Everything actually is inside the Smart School, from teachers' record, from school record, from class record, from exams to lesson notes to everything, even to mails from the school management to the staff. Everything you need to run your school, you find it at Smart School.
Hi, Sab, are you able to hear me? Hello, Sam, can you hear me? I'm not sure I'm able to hear a thing. Hi, Sam, can you hear me? Hello, everyone. Can anyone hear me? Please indicate. Hi, Sam, can you hear me? Okay.
Hello, can you hear me now?
Absolutely, I can hear you now, Sam.
All right. Thank you very much, ma, for honoring our invitation.
It's my absolute pleasure. Thank you for having me. We're
All right.
struggling with the audio. I think
Thank you
I
very
can hear
much,
you
ma.
perfectly well now. Yes, please.
Yes, yes. All right. Today's session is going to be very, very brief and straightforward. We're already 7 minutes behind the um, scheduled time. All right. Thank you very much, my Miss Gift. Quickly, I will read your profile in the next few minutes and we get it rolling. Maybe I will not finish everything, but I'll try as much as possible to be very fast. All right. Um, stage. All right. I believe the audience can also view the profile from their own end. All right, quickly, Gift Godfrey, a renowned and multi-award winning educator, stands as an inspiring figure in the world of teaching and school management. Her distinctive approach to education and professional development has earned her international acclaims. With over 20 years of experience, she is a trailblazer in transforming educators and institutions. As a certified data scientist, she helps organizations make data-driven decisions for optimal performance and results. As a dynamic educator, she empowers teachers and school administrators with her unique hands-on training method. Gift experts enhance Gift expertise extends to enhancing school management efficiency, crafting innovative curricula, and fostering critical thinking skills. Her impact spans beyond borders. As she conducts thought-provoking sessions globally. Gift is a mentor for the Teach for Nigeria TFN mentorship program, a member of the esteemed Education Voice Network Africa (EVN), and driving force behind the Learn Hand education. She has enriched the life of over 6,000 educators and lent her strategic insight to more than 100 schools across Nigeria. Beyond her professional achievement, Gift is an avid leader who shares her love for literature with those around her. Her passion for travel and intellectual exchange with great mind fuels her creativity. Her profound connection with nature is unparalleled. Gift is not just an educational powerhouse, but also a devoted Christian, wife, and mother. Her life philosophy can be encapsulated in her mattress: one child, one teacher, one school, making education better, and learn, lavish, lunch. Join her on a journey to redefine education and inspiring a lasting change. All right. Thank you very much, Ma, for that is a very good profile. Thank you very much, Ma, for joining us
All right.
live.
Thank you so very much. It's my pleasure to be here. I'm always excited when I get the opportunity to converse or discuss with people who matter a lot in the society, and that's educators. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Thank you very much, Ma. All right. Once you're ready, we can get the slide up and get it rolling.
Yes, you can just put up the slides.
All right. All right. Before we get started, I would like to let's just interact a bit. You say you have 20 years of experience. How was your beginning stage as a teacher back then? How was it?
All right. It depends on the angle you want to look at it. Being a teacher for this number of years in a climb, I think, is no mean feat, because you must have interact with different stakeholders, interacting with children who are at the center of all our endeavors in a school community. Like I would always say, when people ask me what a contemporary or a 21st century education is all about, it's simply an education that places a child in the center of every educational decision, be it curriculum, be it instructions, talk about policies and what have you. So over the years being a teacher, I have always seen these individuals to be central in my practice. So it has never been me. It has never been me, the teacher. It has always been them. So being an educator this number of years actually means building people who are able to withstand the pressures of today, building people, or nurturing individuals who are able to transfer the knowledge they have acquired over a period of time into skills, transferable skills, nurturing wholesome individuals. You can see that I'm keen about talking about the children and not even talking about me, because if I want to talk about my career, I'll talk about the students whom I have impacted over the years. So it's not about me, it's about the children. And then it's also about the parents, their parents whom I have worked with in this number of years, and other stakeholders and partners, of course. I think I'm just trying to summarize a 20-year career in just few minutes or seconds.
It's Thank you very much, Ma, for that brief rundown of your 20 years experience. It's all about the students, not centered on you. All right. And I believe what you are going to be sharing with us, which is also in line with your expertise, is going to be a life lesson, not just a theoretical work. Right. That's why we honor you for being here with us. And I believe the audience are also going to learn a lot from you, from your 20 years experience. When you are
Abs-
seeking for advice and you go to someone that is ahead of you are not just getting an immediate advice. You are going to get an advice that is going to take you another years of experience for you to gather. But if you make mistake at the wrong run, is not actually the fault of the person, but because of what the implication or the how you applies it. Right. So what you're going to share with us is your 20 years experience, your ups and downs, and how you effectively manage your classroom over the years, and how you get over many things that you encountered, so other people can also learn. All right, let's go into the lesson. Thank you very much, Ma, for that.
You're welcome. I must also applaud you on what you're doing at Smart School. Yes, I think I've taken time, a little bit of time, to look at what you do at Smart School, and I think it's highly commendable. Keep it up. We're looking for, really, like I said
Thank
earlier, I think sometime in the course of the week, I said we're looking for humans, individuals, thought leaders who are not just analyzers of the challenges and the ills of education today, but we're looking for actors. And I thank God that we have actors at Smart School. So let's keep up the gospel of educational reforms, the gospel of transformational education. Thank you so very much, and well done once again.
thank you very much, Ma, for that compliment. All right.
All right, thank you.
All right, you have the stage now.
Okay, thank you very much. Welcome once again, everyone. Thank you for joining this program. Thank you for joining this um, training session. It promises to be, of course, practical depth over theory. We we have a number of principles, theories out there on how educators can manage their classrooms. But even though it's commonplace, it's very popular to find educators talking about classroom management, talking about how they can successfully manage their classrooms. It's almost rare. I wouldn't say rare, but it's almost rare to find people who truly practice classroom management. To find even veterans who can successfully manage their classrooms over a period of time. So you can see that it it's a matter of easier said than done. All right. So in this session, I want to take you through a process, very short one, talking about those effective to um, approaches to classroom management. All right. So the question now is, what's classroom management? Yes. I know you already have a response. Uh, you already have maybe a definition. But like I said here, definitions belong to definers, not the defined. And that's a quote by Toni Morrison. I love that quote. Definitions belong to definers, not the defined. And what does that mean? Of course, anybody can interpret this quote the way they want to, because we all have different perspectives to the same thing. Now, your definition of classroom management is important to you because your definition is your driver. What you, I mean, your philosophy of classroom management is what will drive your practice as a classroom manager. This is why this is the major reason I do not want to come up with a definition myself and then shove it down your throat. It is you and you, um, in the course of this very stimulating session, that will trigger, that will foster critical thinking, getting you to think about your practice, get you to think about how you can truly and indeed manage your classroom, that you'll be able to come up with your own philosophy of classroom management. So permit me not to give you a definition, permit me to take you on a journey of acquiring and developing your own definition. All right. So now, uh, about classroom management, I said here that classroom management replicates organizational management and systems. Yes, if you're a leader or you've been practicing leadership or you've been in any leadership position in any organization, in a school, in a corporate, you'll be a witness that um, when you look at systems or structures in an organization, you are talking about the people. You're talking about the people, the process, and tools. Now you can see that classroom management tries to mimic, to replicate organizational management, because to be able to successfully manage your class, you need to consider the people who are the most important factor in the entire arrangement. And then you look at the process, how things are done in the classroom, the culture, what policies, your SOPs. Yes, you'll be wondering, you mean policies in the classroom? Yes, they may be written, unwritten, but process and procedures. And then tools, what can I be using? What can I adopt or deploy to successfully manage my class? All right. Can you please enlarge that slide? So it helps to flex the teacher's leadership muscles. Now, I want to mention this. Many teachers, if you have, we have a program which is a coaching program tagged from classroom to boardroom. And I know that one thing we tell teachers is that for you to successfully transition into the boardroom, you must have flexed your leadership muscles in the classroom. Yes. So when you ask teachers, are you a leader? Have you worked in a leadership capacity before? And they go, no. Come on, you are a leader. You are leading some amazing humans, modeling the life you want them to, to take after. So you are a leader. You are a manager in that classroom. You're already in a leadership position. That's why your role is very critical in the setting, in the classroom. So classroom management flexes your leadership muscles, and it also prepares the children for work life and life overall. And someone may be asking, how? How can ordinary classroom management prepare children for work life, for life in general? Now imagine that in the classroom, children understand that, okay, in any structured environment, in any organized environment, there should be a process. the way we do things, a culture, procedures. And these are standard operating procedures in the classroom. And these are the routines. Do you think, I mean, having children exposed into these engagement, these ideologies actually helps them, I mean, develops them into the quality of humans that are being sought after in workplaces in the world, people who can actually solve problems, right? Now, still discussing classroom management and then conceptualizing it. Next slide, please. I'm not able to manipulate it from my end. Now we have some powerful elements of classroom management. Powerful, just four of them. You see why I said this session is practical depth over theory. We just want to go into practicals. How can I apply what I am learning tonight? How can I apply what I'm learning today immediately? And how can I use them to transform my own setting? Now, the first on the list is relationships. Very important. Not just very important, the most important factor in classroom management, as a matter of fact. Relationships. It built the foundation for any engagement in the classroom. Any success whatsoever you'll be achieving in the classroom borders or hinges on relationships. We're going to, and that's why we're going to spend a little time talking about relationships, and then, I mean, more time on relationships than other elements. Of course, the second one is rules. We have responsibilities, that's engagement, and then instructional techniques that you adopt. Very important. Now, how about relationships? What is relationship? How do you build relationship with your children, with your learners, with your students? I wouldn't be mistaken to say that classroom management is all, yes, all about building relationship with the learner. So classroom management is mostly about building the right relationships, and relationship is a non-negotiable currency for classroom management success. Wonderful, isn't it? Now, the question is, how do I now build relationship with my children? The first thing is that you need to acknowledge that this set of people, these individuals are humans who have their own minds, and they are um, valuable contributors in the classroom. That's the first thing. You don't need to see them as an entirely helpless humans. There are people who can contribute, so you need to build a relationship with them. There are people you need to understand. They are human beings from diverse backgrounds with diverse experiences and exposures staring at you. You cannot afford to relate with them based on assumptions. All right? And for you to be able to really learn who they truly are, you have no other option than to build relationship with them. Are you following? You have no other option than to build relationship with them. Building relationship with them actually means that you are individualistic with them. And that's how where inclusion comes in the classroom. That's the beginning of an inclusive environment. Now let me paint a scenario. I'm going to paint a picture to you. Let's assume you go for a conference or a seminar or a workshop, just a meeting, and we have a number of people there. We have, let's say, about 30, 40, 50 people, even 100. And then the speaker is just speaking and talking. And the speaker goes, "Hello, you. Can you tell me something, 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 something?" And you stand up, you answer. You're looking lost. And then next time the speaker goes, Hey, you again, blah, 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 and blah. Now, I can bet you that how you feel with the way the speaker is relating with you cannot be compared to when the speaker says, hello, please, what's your name? And you say, oh, my name is Gift, Miss Gift. I said, hi, Gift, how are you? And you say, I'm good. All right, Gift, can you tell me this, this, this? I know you are feeling good already in your mind because the man or the speaker is individualistic with you. He wants to know your name, who you truly are before even asking any question. And next time he wants to refer to you over anything and he says, hello, Gift, can you please tell me about this? I know you feel good about that. That's actually how it feels when every child in the classroom feels that. Um, it's not a generic environment, a vague atmosphere, a vague classroom. I'm a human who is being um, recognized as a member of this classroom, as an individual. So, it may sound trivial, but knowing the names of each of your students, of your learners, is very important. Very important. If you have a small classroom, it may not pose a problem to you. How about if you have a large classroom? It is one of the skills you have to acquire by all means, referring to them as individuals, all right? Building an individualized relationship with each and every one of your learner, all right? So, building relationship, like I said earlier, is non-negotiable. It's the foundation of successful classroom management. Know your learners. When you build a relationship with them, you're able to know who they are, their preferences, their needs. You see, I hear a lot of educators saying that, oh, I have this one child in my class, very stubborn, very this, and you are labeling children, calling them names, giving them labels. And you don't, because you've not built relationship, you don't even realize that that child has a need, or that child has a disability, or that child is struggling with something emotional, psychological, or even physiological. You don't even know because you don't have any relationship with them, with him or her. Now, building relationship will also teach you or guide you on how to deal with each child, especially um, in terms of different ages. Now, how you relate with a 3-year old or a child in nursery school or a child in year one is not the same way you'll be relating with a child in year seven, year eight, year nine. And you may be asking, how are they different? The answer is relationship. When you relate with them, you know that how you treat teenagers isn't the same way you would treat children who are below the age of 10. Relationship, build it. And then I think I call it a stitch in time that saves nine. Yes, it's a stitch in time that saves nine. And I'm not sure, I mean, in my personal statistics, I would say that it solves 85 to 90% of classroom management problems. Please quote me. It solves 85 to 90% of classroom management problems or challenges. All right, so let's move on. Let's move on. Rules without relationship breeds rebellion. Absolutely. Rules without relationship breed rebellion. If you don't have a relationship with someone, you will suffer wear and tear trying to correct them. You cannot truly correct a human, regardless of their age, without connecting with them. Yes, you cannot correct someone without first of all connecting. You are going to experience a lot of struggle. If you want your, rules to be fluid, if you want rules to be embraced without much resistance, you need to build relationship with them. Now you can see why relationship is very, very critical. So relationship involves teacher-learner relationship, learner to learners, and then teacher to parents. We've talked so much about how you need to relate with learners. Now, how you relate with learners will actually trickle down to how learners will relate with themselves, amongst themselves. If you treat these individuals as humans and you respect them, they will not only in turn respect you, they will respect their mates. If they're learning from you through relationship, through relating with you, that it's not okay to talk to people in certain ways. It's okay to allow, to be patient and take your, allow, to take turns. And they've learned from you through relating with you. They will also do what? Replicate that with their prayers. So learner to learner relationship is not much of a problem if teacher to learner relationship is properly handled. That's right. That's right. So teacher parent relationship. Now, to successfully manage your class, you cannot take away teacher parent relationship out of the equation. You need to relate with the parents. You need to partner with them because along. When you partner with parents and you are on the same page with parents, the children, they actually know. Yes, learners know when you're on the same page with the parents. If you're speaking a different language and their parents are speaking different, it's going to be an issue. But if you truly want to achieve success, especially when you are looking, you are looking at fantastic learning outcomes, academic performance, and then trying to manage their behavior, then you have to build quality relationship with their parents. You have to have an open communication with them. So you can see these three levels of relationship you need to maintain and you need to observe and you need to nurture in the classroom ecosystem. Now, relationship goal is not to make your learners your friend. Please take note. When we say build relationship with your learners, I am not actually, there's a time for everything. The goal is not to be their best friend. The goal is to be friendly, approachable, empathetic, and then build an atmosphere of trust, accountability, inclusivity, and bloom where every child can bloom, where their creativity can bloom, where their innate abilities and talents can bloom. All right, one may be asking, so why shouldn't I be their friend? Of course, you know the answer. Just be friendly. That's the goal. Be approachable. Be kind. Be empathetic because you actually know what it means to be a student because you've been there before, haven't you? You've been there before. I tell leaders that to be empathetic actually means to understand what it means to be a follower. If you truly understand what it meant to be a student when you were a student, then you will know what or how or the struggles you can their struggles would resonate with you. So this is the goal of relationship, please. So let's not mix things up. Can you please take this classroom relationship self-assessment? It's a self-assessment worksheet. How would you describe your current relationship with each student in your classroom? Take note of each, not all the students in your classroom, each. How would you describe your relationship with them currently? What are some strengths and weaknesses in your interactions with your learners? How do you demonstrate empathy and understanding towards your learners? Are there barriers to building positive relationships with certain learners? If so, what steps can you take to overcome them? If you don't have answer to this, don't worry. By the end of this session, you have answers, right? So, how do you communicate expectations and provide feedback to your students? How uh, do you connect with students who are struggling behaviorally and academically? Now, what ways do you promote inclusivity and diversity in your classroom relationships? And finally, but not the least, what are your goals? What are your goals for improving relationships with your students moving forward? That's the question. You should, what moving forward? How can I improve my relationship with my students? So we have talked so much about relationship, and I can bet you I can go on, and we won't be able to, exhaust what is needed to be said in 5 hours. Yes. So let's talk about rules. Rules. Set clear expectations, academic expectations, attire, how they dress, communicate the expectations, and attitude. What are your expectations for their academic uh, pursuit, their attire, and attitude? Three A's. Now, rules of engagement, what you call ground rules, and of course, procedures in the classroom, how things are done. What are the procedures in all the classroom routines? Having assembly, what are the procedures? For each lesson, what should they do and what shouldn't they do? Now, how you communicate and follow through make all the difference. It's not enough to just clearly communicate expectations to your learners, but do you truly follow through? You see, you see overzealous teachers at the beginning of the term or the session who I need to communicate. We need to set out and clarify the classroom rules. And after the first week, second week, and if it manages to get to the third week, the energy, the vibe fizzles, it ebbs. It shouldn't be so. You need to follow through. That makes you a consistent human. Follow through. Now, we have always known that in leadership, remember that classroom management is mostly about leadership, right? We said it at the beginning of the session. Now, in leadership, we can tell you that any decision you want to take, you must be, you must carry along your followers. And the same applies in the classroom. Do not make rules and then try to shove it down their throats. All right? You need to engage them, involve them in setting out the rules for the class. Because I believe if they participate, they will not want to violate. They will almost not want to violate the same rules they were part of in setting up. I hope you got the idea. Now, rules are also subject to review, and that means that you have to be observant throughout the school term, throughout the session, to know when, okay, we are good to go with this rule. It's no longer effective as a rule. We need to strike it out. We have another problem that requires a solution. Let's say you no longer have a problem with noise making in the classroom. All right. You can strike it out and put another rule. And maybe you've observed that children no longer follow procedures or they no longer take turns that will become your next. You need to review the rules of engagement. So it's subject to review. You can't say, as it was in the beginning, so shall it be forever and ever. Mm-mm. Now, do not be a do what I say, but not what I do leader. Look at that. It sounds rhythmic. Do not be a do what I say, but not what I do leader. Mm-mm. Don't be a hypocrite. Let your yea be yea and your nay be nay. When you tell them the importance, you teach them the importance of being punctual, turning in on time, and you yourself, you are a latecomer. Come on. You are a hypocrite. Now, I need you to understand that you are an unwritten curriculum and minimum standard in your classroom. Look at that. You are an unwritten curriculum. They are learning you. They are learning you. You are a subject and you don't want to fail. You don't want to fail them. You want to represent them very well, and you need to do it. It's because what is worth doing is worth doing well. So the bottom line is be consistent. Now let me tell you, children are super sensitive. They are very, very sensitive. They know when an individual is not consistent. When a child knows that if you tell him, you threaten him with something, and you know you'll not really follow through, they'll not take you serious. I'd be wondering, how come they don't obey me? When I say things, they don't listen. When I come on. It's because you are an inconsistent human. You are an inconsistent leader. Work on yourself. Come on. Lead yourself before you're able to lead others. So I guess if there's a problem in the classroom, you need to go back to the drawing table to ask, what am I not getting right? Because it is first of all about you. Don't start pointing accusing fingers at the learners. Ask yourself, where am I missing it? What have I done wrong? What do I need to fix? What do I need to work on? So leadership is about you first before the led. Let's move on. Rules. Listen to this. The problem with classroom rules and expectations is that they often are not accompanied by rewards and consequences. When you make rules and you don't spell out the consequences and the rewards, along the line, the children will no longer take it serious because everyone wants results. One thing humans enjoy a lot is reward. You asked me to do this. Now that I've done it, what do I gain? They want to know. And then somehow they also need to know if I violate any of the rules, what are the consequences? Spell them out. All right. So that's about rules and expectations. Engage, responsibility. Engage your learners. Now, a lot of teachers will tell you that when children are actively engaged in the classroom, you have less behavioral issues or problems. So engage your learners with responsibilities, enriching activities, and high impact instructional strategies that will do what? That will pique their interest. So it's not all about what you want them to do. What do they really want to do? Hi, Sam, can you hear me?
Yes, I'm following.
All right. So
Yes.
they need to be engaged, gainfully, not just engaged. I think I need to use the word gainfully. Engage them with responsibilities. What should they be doing per time? And not just what they should be doing. Those things, are they quite enriching? Do they pique their interest? You see that many children, especially those ones I call non-conformist, they get bored easily in the classroom. So when you keep bringing out, if you're not innovative, you're not a creative teacher, you will start having children who will start experiencing apathy. And you don't want that. You don't want children to get bored in your classroom. That's why you need to come up with innovative ideas, very creative, fantastic ideas to engage them. It could be games, all right? It could be puzzles of different kinds. And then instructions, lessons should be high impact. Incorporate project-based learning, inquiry-based learning, and all of those high impact techniques into learning. So engage learners, and you will have really less behavioral issues in the classroom. Let's tag along. Now, as we begin to conclude, as we begin to wrap up, how, I know deep down in your mind you're asking, but how do I deal with difficult learners? How do I deal with them? Now, we've talked about relationship, the importance of relationship, and how it is the most critical element in classroom management, critical factor. And like I said earlier, it solves 85 to 90% of classroom management problems. Now, the remaining 10% fall under this. How do you do if there are still learners who are proving difficult, in quotes, in quotes? Now, the answer is, why are they difficult? Why? Let's take the next slide. Why are they difficult? So the question is not just how do I deal with them? It is, why do they do what they are doing? Why are they doing it? Could it be because your expectations are unrealistic? Really, we adults, we pose unrealistic expectations on these kids, on these learners, and it's not fair. So you need to check your expectations. Are they realistic? Now, you should also know that why some children prove difficult or tend to be or seem to be difficult is because of trauma. Trauma. We have adults who are in their 60s, 70s, still dealing with childhood trauma, not to talk of these children who are still in that window. Many of them might have undergone sexual abuse. I've had them in the course of my career, a lot of them. In fact, I can tell you that there was hardly any class I taught that I didn't have a child who had once been abused sexually. It's that pathetic. And those set of children are usually unstable in attitude. You wouldn't know. You'd be wondering, oh, this child is stubborn, this, and you are hitting them. You are doing all those. You are getting all worked up. You don't realize that this child is crying within, and the child doesn't even know what his or her problem is. And the problem is trauma, could be trauma. It could be that growing up, these children went through bullying that affected their self-esteem, and they're struggling. And it looks as if that behaviorally they're nothing to write home about. Nobody is asking, why is this child doing this? Why is this child acting the way he is acting? Some of them they're traumatized by the kind of home they are coming from. Some of them are coming from these dysfunctional homes where they see their parents fight most of the time, where they see their dad hit their mom. That's more than enough trouble to deal with. I hope you know. If you've not been in that situation, forget, you don't understand. You can imagine the baggage a child is dealing with, and then you, as a teacher, you want to add to the problem instead of relieving them of the problem. And that's why you are there. You're not asking the right questions. Why is this child behaving the way he is behaving? The child is actually or indirectly asking you for help. The child is screaming, "Help! I need help! I need help!" And you, on the other hand, you're screaming indirectly, "I can't help you. I can't help you." Come on. So, who is going to help who? You are helpless. The child is helpless. All right? It could be stress or fatigue. Many children are stressed out. I remember a child in a school I consult for. He was so unstable in attitude. Academically, he was not doing well. And the teacher was giving up. The teacher almost was resigning because of that child. He said he came to the management and said, "Look, I can't continue to put up with this class because of this child." And he said he made a comment that he doesn't think, or he didn't think that that child would be helped or will succeed in his class. I said, "Okay, let's see this child." And we started doing some background check. We started asking questions. We started asking questions, and we discovered that the parents of this child aren't actually his parents. They were not his parents, and he was just adopted somehow. He was staying with them. They weren't treating him right. He sleeps uh, 12 a.m., sometimes 1 a.m., doing what only God knows. And then the boy comes to school, he's all sleepy, hungry, unstable, and anything, all you can think of. So we had to start solving the background problems. And in no time, we're able to do what? To save that child. We're able to save that child. So it could be stress. And then some children are seeking attention. They're looking for your attention and you don't want to give it to them. And guess what? The children that need your attention the most, they come in the most unlovable manner. I hope you know. Those kids that need your help, your attention the most, they come in the most unlovable approach. So please bear that in mind. Some of them are looking for your attention. And if you don't give it to them, they'll keep acting up. It could be apathy or boredom. A child can be bored in your classroom and you don't even know. And the only way he can communicate his frustration is by doing what? By acting up and giving you attitudes. And if you don't address it, you'll keep struggling with that child and getting worked up. It could be in-class bullying. Ensure that this child is not undergoing bullying amongst his peers. Ensure that no one is bullying that child in the classroom. Else, you'll keep also struggling with that child. And then it could be hunger. Do you know some children come to school hungry? And you may be wondering, how is that possible? Very much possible. Some children may take breakfast, but they don't have lunch to eat. And then you are telling a child, A is for apple. Meanwhile, the child has not eaten apple. How does a child understand A is for apple when they haven't had apple? Does that make sense? It doesn't. A hungry child cannot learn. Not may not. A hungry child cannot, in capital letters, cannot learn. You know the saying that goes, a hungry man is an angry man. That's the case with kids. When you as an adult, you're in a seminar and it's taking long, you've not eaten, how do you react? You'll be so silly and naughty in that as an adult. Talk more of the kids. So please, if a child is hungry, they can't learn. They can't behave well. No matter how hard you try, address the problem. And then the last but not the least, because the list is long, go on to research. Disabilities. Yes, very important. A child may not be hungry. A child may not be seeking your attention directly or indirectly. A child may not be traumatized. A child may not be going through bullying, but that child has a disability you don't even know. Do you realize that a child with ADHD, ADHD cannot concentrate in class, and come across as um, difficult kids, misbehaving kids, stubborn kids. Meanwhile, the child is not really stubborn. He's just has this disability, ADHD, attention deficit hyperactive disorder. Many adults even have them, they don't know. So if a child has a disability, they cannot behave, I mean, in quote, normally. All right. If a child, I used to have them, I mean, I have taught autistic kids, I've taught children with ADHD, dyslexia, dyscalculia, and all the this. My goodness. And I can tell you that um, autistic children, they also come across as misbehaving. You may think that, oh, this one doesn't want to learn. And you don't know there's an underlying disability. I used to have one in my class then. He would shut his ear when we're having lessons and I'm teaching. He would shut his ears and scream, ah! And I was like, hey, let me use the name. Let's say Michael. Hey, Michael, why are you screaming? And he wouldn't look into your eyes. He wouldn't. And then he will stand up from his chair and he goes to the closet and he will pick his bag and goes back to his chair, and he's making this sound that you don't even understand. I know, to you as a teacher who does not understand that this is a disability, you'll be frustrated and you transfer the aggression on the innocent kids because of your ignorance. All right? So ignorance is no longer an excuse as a teacher. Please go and take up a course on learning disabilities so that you understand your learners very well. You understand when they need help. So we'll be coming to the end of this session now. We'll be concluding. What should you do if you have answered the question of why is this child difficult? The next question is, now what do I do? Now I know that this child is hungry. Of course, that's very easy to answer. If a child is hungry, the only solution is to do what? Give him food. You don't go about asking, how can we help this child? He's hungry and he's acting up. What do we do? Come on, you know the answer already. Now, the first thing you need to do is don't take it personally, please. Don't think the children are trying to attack your person. No, or to get at you. No child. In fact, I have never seen a child that directly wants to hurt a teacher or intentionally want to hurt a teacher. I have not come across that child. So don't be confrontational. Don't think the child is targeting your person. Don't take it personally. See it that this child actually is helpless and I, the adult, need to help him. The next is communicate specific expectations and improvement plan. Have an improvement plan for that child. If you figured out what the problem is, call that child and communicate those specific expectations. You can say, hey, Michael, now I want, going forward, by this time, you have a timeline. This is what I want us to achieve. We are going to be doing this, and this. Don't tell them what they shouldn't do. It's not always effective, please. Don't tell children, don't run in the hallways. Don't run in the playground. Don't hit your friend. No, stop it. Tell them what they should do. Be positive. Tell them walk. Hold your friends. Be kind. So stop saying all the don't. Rather, start telling them the do's. What should you do? Stop confusing children and their makeup. All right. Then be consistent. When you say, tell a child, this is what we're going to be doing, don't go around doing something else, or you forget yourself after 1 week and 2 weeks and you relapse. It doesn't make sense. Be consistent, keep at it until you have achieved results. Be patient, very important. Be patient. Some things will not happen in a blink of an eye. They will take time. Some children will take time to change, especially the ones who have a learning disability, or the ones who are acting based on a childhood trauma or any form of trauma. So you have to be patient, be empathetic. You might not really understand what that child is going through because you've not been there before, but try to feel their pains, and then be self-regulated. Come on, put yourself together. You don't have to flare up all the time. You don't have to speak on top of your voice. It doesn't make sense. Then you have to use positive reinforcement. I have noticed that over the years that when you use positive reinforcement, you have less behavioral issues. That's because many children are used to people telling them, you are this, you are not good, you are stubborn, you don't listen, you are this. They need that one person to tell them, look, this is, you are good in this aspect. You are good. In fact, no child is fundamentally bad. That's why we shouldn't label children. No child is bad at all. I've not seen a bad child. They are only influenced by environment and the humans around them. No child is bad. So use positive reinforcement. I used to have this child from the orphanage in my class then. All the classes he went through, the teachers struggled and struggled and struggled. In fact, they couldn't wait to pass on that child to the next teacher. And I was saying, this child will finally come into my class. What do I do? And he did come. He came into my class and I said, oh, he's here now. What do we do? I went back to the basics, to the foundation, to figure out what is wrong with the child. When I did, I started helping this child. You know what? One of the things I did, I used the weapon of love. Love is a very, if not one of the strongest forces under the heavens. I threw love on this child. I felt he's missing love. Love is missing out in his life. He doesn't know what motherly love is or parental love is. I showed him love. Apart from that, you know what I did? I discovered that other teachers will say, hey, let's assume his name is Michael. Michael, you're so stubborn. Michael, you can't write well. Michael, you don't dress properly. Michael, you don't do this. Michael, you don't do that. And I changed my strategy. I started, Michael, wow, I love the way you just tucked in your shirt now. Michael, this is the handwriting I've been looking for, and I know you can do better. Go, boy, do it. You can do it, boy. And the next, Michael, wow, I love the way you wiped your nose. You didn't let, to run trickle down your mouth and licking it up. Michael, that's good. Do you know that in 1 month, 2 month, a term, we had a transformed Michael? All the teachers were asking, what did you do to this child? What did you do? Just simple strategy. Positive reinforcement. Offer support. You need to know that these children, they need help. And right now, as a professional, you're the only one that can help them. You are their savior. I hope you know you're a savior in your classroom. Save them. And then partner with their parents and school counselors, other people you need to partner with. You know, when a child is acting out or having behavioral issues, when you are on the same page with their parents, you get faster results. So you need to tell the parent, this is what I am doing in school. You can also replicate the same approach at home, and you get faster.
All right. I think that she's disconnected, but she's still going to join us. If you can go to the comment section and drop your key take home from the lesson. She have taught from up to 1 hour plus now. She have dished out many key strategies on effective classroom management. So, on the comment section, what are the key take home that you have learned from today's section? From today's section, all right. I think she's back. Right, welcome back, ma.
All right, apologies for the break in transmission. Am I back now? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right, so we'll be concluding now. So, partner with the parents, let them know what you're doing to help the child in school so that they can replicate the same approach at home and you get faster results. And then keep evolving. Yes, you need to keep learning, get trained, understand how children, I mean, their psychology really works, understand child development. I mean, you need to get trained to understand learning disabilities because if you are ignorant of these things, you will not be able to offer real support or the needed support. So keep evolving. Thank you very much. At this point, you can come up with your questions. Do you have any question or a contribution?
All right. Thank you very much, ma, for the wonderful. Thank you very much, ma, for this section. And truly, I've learned a lot of things on effective classroom management. But nevertheless, I have few questions that I think is going to be very crucial to us and also to the audience. All right. One of the posts we made on effective classroom management during the when we are doing our campaign on this training, we wrote something about timetable or time management in effective classroom management. How does time management impact in student learning, or how does it affect, or how does it um, contribute to effective classroom management?
Okay. If I got you right, how time management impacts classroom management, right?
Yes.
All right. Very, very, very wonderful question. It's actually a very essential part of classroom management. Time management is very much a part of classroom management. Let me paint this scenario. We know that every lesson comes in 45 minutes period, 30 minutes period, and all that. And how you manage that chunk of time. Now let's look at time management in the classroom in terms of these fractions of time, these chunks of time. How do you manage the 45 minutes uh, time you are given to teach a a a topic or to carry your children along on a learning adventure? You discover that many teachers don't even understand what attention span is. The attention span for a child under the age of 5 or 3 is not the same for children in secondary school at all. In fact, science will tell you that attention span for children below the age of 3 is about 15 to 20 minutes, if I'm right. So if you have a 30-minute period or 45 minutes and you keep talking, 30 minutes, 40 minutes, and you have children, um, 4-year-olds in your class, for me, you're not managing time. You're not managing that time because you need to engage them more than you talk. That's what 21st century is all about. And if you don't engage them gainfully, you are doing more of the talking, they will start misbehaving. And that misbehavior is a message, is their own way of communicating, is their own way of telling you that, look, we are getting bored. Look, we're not with you in this anymore. And especially some of us or teachers who talk about learning styles a lot, they'll tell you that um, kinesthetic learners, they don't sit for too long, so they'll start giving you body language to tell you that, look, I don't want to sit any longer. It's been 30 minutes. Can you allow me stand? Let me do something. Now you need to go back to the drawing board and ask yourself, how do I manage this chunk of time? So time management really in the classroom might not sound or might not look like what time management is to a manager in a corporate or an executive in a multinational. I don't know if you understand. So this is what time management in the classroom actually looks like.
Yes.
What are you doing with the child? How are you engaging the children so that they don't get bored and their interests are being captivated and held?
All right. Thank you, Ma, for the clarification on time management and also pointing out that students have time span, that's listening time span. All right. I have another question here that relates to technology. We know that we are training 21st century students, and technology have to be utilized in the classroom. So I have a question here that says, um, what are the benefits of using technology in classroom, and how can it be effectively integrated in teaching practices?
Okay, I didn't get that. Okay, I think I can see the question. What
Yes, you can
are
see
the
it on the screen.
benefits of using technology in classroom management, and how can it be effectively integrated into teaching practice? You see, this question, if we start delving into edge tech or integrating technology into classroom and um, instructions, we won't live here today. We won't live here today. But let me summarize. It is very important, right? We are in an innovative world. Let me give you an instance. A teacher, I was observing a, a lesson. A teacher was teaching, and she was teaching the uses of computer, and she said we use computer to play games, to type things, to watch movies, and all those basic things. She outlined 5 uses of computer, and then she started asking the children, what did I say? What are the uses of computer? And the children say, they regurgitated exactly what she said. But one of the children raised her hand and said, Miss, this, we I use my computer in the house to order things online. And the teacher said, keep quiet. You can see that this child is at a bit advanced for his, in technology for his level. One of the child raised his hand and said, Miss, this, my dad also told me that we use computers to track people, to track criminals. And she said, that's not what I told you. And I was at the back waving my hand, signaling her, telling her, please keep quiet, allow these children, allow them to take the lead right now because they are more advanced than what you are teaching. These children understand technology, right? We know that we are teaching digital natives. You may be digital migrants, but you are teaching digital natives. You cannot negotiate integrating technology in your class. When you are so traditional, these digital natives would we want in one way or the other tell you that look, you are backward, man. They might not say it with their mouth. They'll start giving you attitude, they'll not take you serious. You see why you need to understand technology and why it is important in the classroom. Now, talking about how effective it is in teaching practice, come on, we can't even go there today because we'll be here in the next 5 hours talking about edge tech, talking about how technology can be integrated in instructions.
All right. Thank you, Ma, for the answer and for the clarification. Truly, EduTech is very important, and integrating technology in classroom is very necessary. Just like the scenario you just narrated now, assuming that the teacher has a laptop there and they can just hands-on learning and see what computer can be used for. I think it's going to be a great plus to that class and also advance the students' learning capacity on that particular topic on how to things that you can make use of computer to do in the classroom. I think it's a very I think it falls under project learning. Is it project learning? No,
Project-based learning.
project based learning. No, it's not project based learning. Um, Forgotten the type. but it's very necessary in the classroom to integrate technology and also integrate materials for teaching and learning. Because teaching and classroom management is not all about talking.
Absolutely.
Classroom management also involves using things that the student needs in the classroom. Just like you said something about setting rules in the class. Setting rules in the class can also mean using materials, using materials when it's needed. Let me say for people in, for students in pre-K2 or third class can have some building blocks and so on. So you can tell them for this class, English class, you make use of what the building blocks, but for this class, you don't make use of this in the you don't make use of the building blocks in this class. Let me say you're teaching them English or mathematics. Tell them you can use it on this, you cannot use it on this. These are some of the things that you can. And also in rewarding students, I also guess that giving students extra opportunity to participate in rewards that should be given when they obey a particular or a certain rule set in the class is also going to help them in order to obey such rules. What do you think about
Absolutely.
this?
Oh, is that a question? Come again.
That's allowing the student to participate in rewards, that's rules, and rewards that follows rules. So, what do you think? Is it necessary, or should it just be based on the student or on the teacher to just generate the rules and assign any reward for it?
Yes. Yes, it's also important to involve them. They have a say, really. You may be saying, okay, if you do this, I'll give you this. And that thing you want to give that child does not pique his interest. He's not even interested in that thing. Wouldn't it be better you say, okay, if you do this, what would you like me to give you? And the child says, I would like you to give me this. Now the child will go miles and all the length and breadth to please you so that they will get that thing. So I think they participating in or suggesting what the reward would be is important. But it's now you, the adult, who will try um, you will go back to the drawing board to know that okay, this is actually befitting for these children. Really, you are the one that will finalize on the decision. But in the process, they are essential part of it. Yes.
All right, thank you, Ma, for that. I have a question, but if we dwell into that, that's the students suffering with disabilities or that has disabilities. Let me say dyslexia or the ADS, AD. What is the acronym
ADHD.
again?
Yes.
Yes, ADHD. I think if we go into that area, it's going to take us another hours of learning. Maybe
Unending
some other time
days.
we talk about that in another section. All right, thank you very much, Ma, for today, and thank you for dedicating your time for this learning. Thank you very
Yes,
much. We do really appreciate you for the time and everything.
you're most welcome. Thank you for the
All right,
opportunity.
all right. Thank you, Ma.
All right.
All right. All right. Thank you all for staying put to this lesson, and I believe you have learned a lot of things. Please, if you have any question, you can drop it in the comment section. You can send it in the comment section, and if you have any question, you can drop it in the comment section. And yes, that is it. We'll still be having another class in weeks. The next few weeks. So if you are not in the WhatsApp group, please indicate in the comment section to be added in our WhatsApp group. And if you register for this section, thank you for registering. You'll be receiving an email from us on other things or other trainings that will be coming up soon. Thank you all for tonight. See you, and we do have a good night rest. Thank you.